I'm here at the Church of St. Peter in Gallicantu, which I think means Peter when the cock crows. The church is over there. So I'm going to give like a tiny little tour of the area from what my research. I'm not an expert, but this is from what I've researched about the place. You have a beautiful view of the city of Jerusalem from here. I think that is south, and like maybe like a couple of hours walk is Bethlehem over there. Over there is like the Judean desert. So that over there is the city wall, right over there. That's the Dome of the Rock, where they believe the first and second temple were located. Right over, you can see kind of golden domes there. Right there is Gethsemane, where Jesus was arrested in the garden. That's a Jewish burial site. That's all the Mount of Olives. So what would have happened is, over up here, kind of further up here, is where the cenacle is, the room of the Last Supper, and that's where Jesus would have celebrated with his disciples on Holy Thursday for Passover. And then they would have walked over to the Garden of Gethsemane, which is over there, and that's where Judas would have betrayed Jesus, and he would have been arrested by the high priest. So then he would have came up somehow over here and would have walked, there's a stairs where they say he walked up right to the Church of St. Peter in Gallicantu, which they believe was the house of, or the palace of Caiaphas, the high priest. So that's kind of what would have happened. And this is just an overview. Over up there is the Church of the Pater Noster, where Jesus taught his apostles the Our Father, the Church of the Dominus Flevit, where he cried looking over Jerusalem. Now down right around there is, I think that's the Potter's Field. That's the place where the money that was used for Judas to betray Jesus, that's what was the land that was bought. And I think it was believed to be the place where Judas despaired and the place where maybe he's buried. So that's that area there.
Is that what they're
Get through this crowd of people and head over. So since I've been here, there's always been tons and tons of people everywhere. Which I guess makes sense. Oh, and if you hear that, that was a cock crowing, like a rooster. And this is also the site where Peter would have betrayed Jesus, and then the rooster crowed, and Jesus predicted that, Peter said, "I'll go with you, Lord, even to death." And Jesus said, "Before the cock crows 3 times, you will deny me." And I hear roosters around this place. So it's kind of just a little bit of a chilly, eerie feeling of like, that would have happened. So here's the church over here. On the outside of the church, you see a picture of Jesus like in a dungeon, because this is also the spot where they believe he was held. Like he was held before he was sent to Pilate the next day after he was tried here. So here's the church, and there's a picture of Jesus. So I'm going to go into the church area.
who was arrested in Syria, arrested, exploding the inspire.
So in here is they have a chapel. That's the stairs down there that leads to where they believe the dungeon area would have been. But I'll go inside the church here first. They've got some beautiful mosaics, especially one which is interesting where it looks like God the Father is very sad. I often don't see that image right up there. I think that's Mary Magdalene. Not sure who that is. A prophet, maybe Moses. That's Saint Dismas, the good thief on the cross. Guess there's a mass going on in another chapel here. Head over here first because this is the spot I think where they believe the actual site of Jesus, where Jesus was in prison, was. Over there are some other dungeon areas.
Upriješene svi zajedno. Udaljio se od mene prijatelji i ljudi. Zrak mi je za javnost vjerujem.
Znači ovdje je bila Harfina kuća velikog svećenika.
So I think that's the spot where they believe he could have been held in prison overnight. And then the other ones over here are kind of other dungeon areas.
Yes, that's all.
That might be the truth.
That's the prison again. So yeah, that's kind of the area they believe that Jesus was held at overnight before he was taken to Pilate. Here is a little bit of an archaeological site. I think they believe it's kind of like a bakery or I think a mill where some measuring tools were used. And then there was I think one spot possibly over here somewhere is where like I think a ritual bath is, like a mitzvah, if I'm saying it right. And then coming up over here is the stairs that is really believed to be the actual stairs. Because I know sometimes it's hard to know exactly spots around here, but I've heard that they say these probably were, because they are like made from that time, the stairs that Jesus would have walked up when he was being carried by the temple police. So here they are. These are the stairs. I think he would have, when he came over way over there from Gethsemane, where he would have walked up these stairs after his arrest and brought here to the house of Caiaphas. So they've blocked off the stairs because I guess people were taking stones away because Jesus could have touched them. But there's a top area you can kind of reach your hand in and touch the stone. Here's an image of Peter denying knowing Jesus, and there's the rooster up top. So that's what would have happened at this location. Here's the stairs again, another view. So here's where you can kind of touch the stairs. Oh, touch the stairs. There, I'm just trying to put my hand that Jesus would have walked on. Jesus giving St. Peter the keys. And up here they have like a model of what Jerusalem would have looked like. I think it's the 4th century, I could be wrong. And I guess the way they've designed the models, they used a mosaic, a picture like made with little stones of what it would have looked like, and they used that to build this kind of little 3D structure. Of what Jerusalem would have looked like. There's a picture of it right there. So up here is that little model.
Quindi tutto questo giro e poi dopo da qui deve ritornare qua e da qui partire e arrivare qui e Gesù si incammina che erano circa le 9, arriva lì con giudizio alle 12, muore alle 3. Esatto. Questo percorso è molto lungo da fare in
So
poche
I
ore.
think that right there is where the Church of the Holy Sepulchre
Partiamo invece da questo punto di vista.
was built, with the site of the
Questa è la
crucifixion.
mia opinione.
There
Ognuno
is the
ha la sua.
first and second
Qua,
temple would
nei
have been.
pressi, qui ricordiamo sempre che qui c'è il tempio. Qua nei pressi è
There's
stata
the
trovata
mosaic
una delle case
where they
dei
took the
sommi
picture from
sacerdoti,
there
una delle case
and
delle
then
famiglie
built
che si
this model
comprendevano nel
based
sommo
on that
sacerdozio,
picture.
che si chiama Casa Bruciata, Museo della Casa Bruciata. Ok? Quindi ipotizziamo che Caifa, invece di avere la casa qui, nella zona residenziale, ce l'avesse qua. Di solito la chiesa sta vicino al convento.
So yeah, I could have tried to explain a bit more, but I might not have got it exactly right. Here's the church from a little higher up location. Yeah, so that's just a little walkthrough of the Church of St. Peter in Gallicantu, where Jesus was held in prison, where Peter denied Jesus.